do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes.
Hi guys and happy Wednesday. You are watching The Hot Seat live here at the Social Media Show studio. I am your host Priscilla Moy, and every Wednesday we come here and we interview some amazing guests from all over the world, most of them being locals to Las Vegas, and they sit here, they tell their story and inspire everyone else with why they do what they do, what it is they do, and what keeps them moving forward. We have an amazing episode today with a really inspirational guest, and I really can't wait to get into this interview. And she's technically doesn't live here full time, so we're getting a lot of international guests on this show, which is amazing because we're broadening our show to other heights. So make sure when you guys come back, you're ready to listen in on such an amazing interview. Grab your lunch, grab your drinks, grab everything to get ready, nice and cozy, and watch this episode of The Hot Seat right after this break.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social Media Shows is now the new media of the century.
Hi guys and welcome back to The Hot Seat. I am your host Priscilla Moy, and as promised, we're going to have an amazing interview today. My first and only guest is going to be someone that's completely international. She is from India and she's blessing her presence here in Las Vegas and bringing everything that she has and bringing it to our amazing city. She is a motivational life coach. She is a writer. She is a film producer. She's a business owner, an entrepreneur. She's in fashion, and she's empowering women all over the world to be the best version of themselves. So everyone, please welcome Anu Das. Hello, beautiful. Thank you so much for coming. I love all the leather. Please have a seat. How are you today?
I'm fine, and thank you for having me in this
Of course. Thank you for being here. I know that you've had a couple other moments that you've been live on camera, in front of camera instead of behind the scenes. So I'm glad that you came and, spent your time here with us today in the studio.
And let me tell you, you're very, very beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So are you. Oh my gosh. So let's get right to it. So there's a lot to unpack with you. Like, you've been a life coach for over 15 years now, and you also write about those things. Can I ask what inspired you to be a life coach and to empower other people?
I'm a suicide survivor. So when I was in my teens, I jumped into a well, tried to die. And when I came out of the water, I actually felt that I have to live. So when I decided to live, I fought with my life. Like, I overcame one after other obstacles, and then life went on. And like 25 years later, I was author of almost 25 books. So that is why I feel that people who are called, in the sense those who have something to do to this, give to this world, they come under a lot of attacks and pressure, and they're emotional. They're talented, but they're emotional. So I decided to be available for them. So that's how the life coaching started.
Because I know, so you are from India, and I know that there's a big culture and there's a lot of traditions that the Indian culture has. I know my cousin has married an Indian, so I've been part of weddings, so I've had some sort of experience with the Indian culture, and it's like elaborate. It's a lot, and the expectations are very high though in Indian families. And I know that for you, you've been where you know, your parents like, I want you to be an engineer, right? I want you to be all those things that your father did. And so how did you get past fulfilling your family's dreams that they had for you and expectations and being basically an artist and entrepreneur, right?
Yeah, I couldn't fulfill their dreams. My father wanted to be either one of either doctor or engineer. I couldn't become any of that, and so many other reasons. My wrong decisions and wrong company, and when you hand over your life to a person who couldn't understand you, then it's all damaged. So I'm over with it, and my father passed away 26 years ago. So I had to be on my own. So the circumstance, which was very hard, played a role to find out what all can I do. So I was always hyperactive. I was a leader when I was 10 years old. I would gang up children and teach them and become their leader. So I think I started to help people, and supporting others developed me. So as I was helping, and of course the society is still very beautiful. Indian society, our culture is very rich and very beautiful, but then women were not honored many years ago. So when I started doing things, I'm very old, I don't look maybe. So when I started doing things, I was opposed in everything that I was doing. Like if I got into the stage, I was opposed. When I wrote books, I was opposed. When I did programs, that I was opposed. When I started doing fashion events, I was opposed. So it's like male-dominated society, but in last 25 years, things have changed. So women are coming up, and of course, it's kind of diving against the current still.
Yeah.
But then the reward is great. When I see lives changed, when I see that, when I look back and see that, oh my God, I did that, that feeling is wonderful. So I think, again, I bounce back. I have opposition, then I bounce back, and again opposition, then I bounce back. And when I look back, I see that it's worth fighting for.
It is, because it also makes you stronger in the process, and it's
Yes.
giving you more to give back. So what was that first step that you took in order to reach where you are?
First step, I think first time when I was hit with a situation where I tried to commit suicide, I remember crying for 2 months. I would just sit down like this and I cried, and it was like 2 months I didn't do anything other than crying. Then I actually got tired. I said, no, this is not happening. So I got up and I rejoined my education, and I think that's where I realized that it's not going to work if I just sit and cry. I have to do something about my situation. So I think that was the first step. So if we go through difficult time, and sometimes circumstances are not in our favor, like something happens to us by other people, like if you have gone through sexual violence or domestic violence, or somebody did something to you that you didn't expect, you cannot control that, but you can control your attitude. So that's what I think the first step I took. That I decided that I cannot help what happened to me, but I can help myself. And that was the first step, I think, many, many years ago.
And so you're also a woman of faith too, because I know you have the House of Prayer in New Delhi, right?
Yes.
And you go back and forth. So was that always something, or is it a newfound faith for you because of your life story that you decided to have this church?
No, it also happened. I believe it's the divine plan, and I came back to same place in 2004 where I wanted to die again. So I tried everything, and I was tired because I've been fighting for life for almost 10 years by then, and I'm like tired, exhausted, and I was this believer of somebody up there who's managing everything. But I didn't know how to find it, and I tried everything, but nothing was working. So I went to a small group, and they gave me a Bible, and I read it in 4 months, cover to cover. And during that, I found a lot of things that was not right with me. Example, pride, unforgiveness, and taking credit of success, not giving to people and God. So that's where I changed, and surprisingly, I had a lot of breakthroughs right after that, financial breakthrough, physical breakthrough. So in my life coaching and all the books, I took the facts and truth from the Bible and I presented it in a practical way. So that's how the church started, and I became available as a motivational speaker for the world and a pastor for the people.
Yes, and how does that work in India? I know that one of the bigger religions is, there's Hindu, and then there's also all these other things. And in my experience with my cousin's husband, there was a lot of opposition because we are Catholic.
Yes.
And so to have both types of weddings, it was head to head. So how is that in India? Is it very accepted? Did you find a lot of people that want to listen to your word?
See, a lot of people come from all background to me because they feel that there is somewhere guidance is available, there is somewhere maybe sometimes miracles are available and supernatural is available, so they come to me. But as you said, it's very strong society over there, so I did not have it very easy. Even today it's not very easy, but then I try not to bring religion in between and selflessly help people. So I try not to promote anything. They may follow, they may not follow Christ, but they can have the principles. And the principles are so good.
Yes.
And they are so foolproof that their life changes. So that's what I'm aiming for, and it's last 20 years.
Yeah, so you aim more of a universal way of living life, regardless of what you believe, which a lot of people don't open their minds to, but it can be that way. And so when did you come over here to Las Vegas? You go back and forth from Las Vegas, and so what's the story behind that and why?
So it's 2019, month of January is the first visit I had to Las Vegas, and I really loved the place. I didn't know why, but I just loved the place, and I was here for a conference. And next visit, which was in July, one of my friends said, I feel like you're going to relocate to Vegas. I said, no, I just set up my home, new furniture and everything back home. And so I said, no, I don't think so, because I'm comfortable where I'm born. So of course it's relocation doesn't make sense. So then I started going back and forth, and now I'm staying more time here. And 2020 we produced the biopic on my life, and that's where I really felt so connected with the city, because I stayed longer and I found friends, and then I felt like it's my second home.
And so was it here that you built your company? It's a Rising Eagle Production. She does have a production company, an LLC. And what inspired you to get into film and then have that happen here, film that here?
Right. So I was writing books. I was talking to people. I'm on TV in my nation. I'm on radio in my nation, and I love to talk, because I feel that when I was dying, struggling, nobody was there to talk to me. So I wrote books also so that people can read. But one thing I realized during the lockdown in 2020, that the whole world is on the phone or on internet, and it's calculated that 70% of the population of the world is watching media. So that's where this thought came, that why not use the media, like the entertainment industry, to reach out to people with the message of hope. Because I just want to tell people that there is a chance for you if you try to have a right path. If you decide to change, no matter the age and background, you can actually change your life. You can actually manifest the goodness that the universe offers, the Almighty God offers. So all these things I can portray through stories. That's what came to me in 2020. So that's where I started producing short films. So I'm into a feature film right now, which is in pre-production. The story is done, actors are selected, so we're going to launch into the shooting.
So do your films revolve a lot around your culture and stories that you relate to? Because I did visit the website and I saw a lot of, there's trailers for some of the films that are already out, and they are representing a lot of Indian actors, and yours is a documentary, of course. But is that something that you're focusing on with your production company, is giving Indian actors chances outside of Bollywood? Right, because Bollywood's its own ballpark, right? And then I'm sure you know.
I know Bollywood is like a sea. If I jump there, I may get lost. So I just kept myself out of it. And I have Bollywood stars I'm connected to, but somewhere I want to find a spatial identity where I am promoting the real life stories. And of course, I want to give opportunity to the lay people, like normal people who have a desire to be in movies and fashion. Like many times, if we are not that talented, or if you have not gone to theater training and all that, people cannot come get a chance. But throughout my career, in a short career, I have tried the layman, the people, common man, to come and participate. And I was surprised. One of my movie, my student performed the lead role, and such wonderful acting came out of him. It was amazing. So I want to give chance to the people who have a dream to be in big screen, and I want to give a chance to people who are like new in acting, or maybe new in directing, new in different fields of movie making. So I really want to touch real life stories, and I want to present it in a way that can be commercially successful, not boring. At the same time, people can get a message.
And are your goals to broaden that production company, as in make it a big name brand and go to big features?
Yes.
Because I know some people love to stay independent, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But others I know want to make Vegas a place for film. And is that something that you're trying to be a part
Yes. I really want to make it big. I have dedicated like 20 years to do this. So at least another 10 years, if God permits, I want to just invest to fashion and movies.
of? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the magazine. So I
Yeah.
know that you do produce runway shows.
Yes.
I know that has happened in India. And I know it kind of first centered around was mental health and things
Yes,
like that
yes,
for
yes.
people and women. And then now you also have a magazine.
Yeah.
So how did fashion, now you have all these different areas, which is great. I love that you're multifaceted. It's amazing. How did fashion become a thing?
See, as a child, all girls like to dress up. So that's a girl thing. And when I started to touch subjects like mental health and depression and domestic violence, these subjects are very intense subjects. And if you want to have a conference around it, people may not want to sign up. I had a feeling, because I tried to have some conferences around it, and I did not see great results in last 15 years. So last 4 years, what I did, I added fashion to it. The moment I added fashion to it, the first event was like a small event, only with like 150 people, and the moment I added to it, fashion was added, it opened like all the areas for me. Women were interested, men were interested, doctors, lawyers, pilots, everybody were interested. So my experiment with fashion, when I did a small event, I realized that fashion is a subject that everybody relates to. Since then, we are adding the pageants and fashions to our conversation. So what we do, we call specialists of a subject. Suppose we can call a psychiatric, we can call a lawyer, we can call a doctor to talk about the subject that we are doing, like domestic violence or mental health, but we add fashion to it. So we do runway shows like, people can walk, we have awards, we have couples walking, we have plus size model working. So it opens up, I think 90% of the population are ready to participate when fashion is added.
Yes.
So that was my discovery. By accident, I discovered it.
Yes, what I love about you is that it shows that you are very welcoming to all different walks of life, to all people, even if they're not the typical actor or model, or they never even thought of doing that. You're giving them a platform to try these things and have it be a safe space at the same time. And so because of that, in Asian culture, not just in Indian culture, in Chinese, all sorts of Asians, talking about emotions and talking about being vulnerable and mental health, these are things that in my experience, I know is not a comfortable thing you can sit and talk about, even within your own ethnicity, definitely not in your own family. So how do you get past and allow others to come forward and be like, I want to be vulnerable with you?
You said it so right, because in Asian culture, it's not a good thing to talk about. Like maybe 20 years before, everybody just was skilled to hide it. How you can put a plastic face. No matter what you go through, you have to stay with your husband. No matter what you go through, you just have to live your life.
Look down, just go
just
get
just
through
go
it. That's
just
life,
go
right?
through it. It happens to everybody. It happened to you. Just stay in that atmosphere. So I realized that my culture, like we don't want to talk about it. So it was hard for me in the beginning, like 20 years ago, when I would tell me about your life that I can help you. So it was such a struggle that after several meetings, also people would hide things. And as a counselor, you cannot help people if they hide things. So that's where I built a culture around us, and now we have volunteers. Lot of girls who got saved through this, and they bounced back. Now are helping me. So we build a culture that people can come and they can be themselves. And I think 50% of the problem is solved when we identify the problem. And so that's where I feel that it's not easy in my area of work, but I think it's worth it. Like first time people don't open up, they want to know that you're genuine, or you may not share it with others. Then they open up and they speak, and it's not easy, but it's worth it. Because when I look back and I see that how the life changed, how after 7 years, 10 years, they are in a place of their dreams, it is worth it.
And what's more powerful about you is because of your culture and your skin color and your ethnicity.
Yes.
And that's not common. Because we're always used to the same types of people that are motivational speakers, right?
Yeah.
You know, televangelists that are up there telling you, if you do this, blah, 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 and everyone will listen. And unfortunately, we don't like to bring ethnicity in this, but that has a big thing because only certain types of people are known to doing that.
Right.
When you are of a different culture and you being that voice, people are kind of taken aback at first because they're like, we don't expect that from you. You know, you're supposed to be quiet, obedient, or, you know, you're just supposed to, it's a man's world, right? Like you said.
Yes.
So I think what makes it, why you're so successful is because you beat all odds. And because you're like one of one, right? In retrospect, there's not many that can do it like you have more under your belt because you had to fight to get there.
Yeah.
You know, because it's unexpected.
Yeah, the worst pain that I went through are the power that I have now to use. And I feel that if something happens to us, we decide what to do with it. Because most of the things are not in our control. Many things are not in our control. So when we did this fashion event, this one who's in the cover page is a Bollywood star. So she signed up. When she heard about our goal, she signed up and did it for free. Like she's a star in Bollywood. Then a lot of other things we have covered here, and we launched it in US on 10th of January. So we will have a American version of it where we will touch the fashion. We will touch also articles related to mental health, domestic violence, and you know, how we can take care of ourselves. So I'm excited.
Yes. So you have a lot of connections with some Bollywood stars, and I don't know if this is appropriate to ask, but like I know in my knowledge, my research of Bollywood and what I know is that it's a very toxic industry. All entertainment is toxic, even in the U.S. So none of us are innocent from that. But how do you make it a safe space that you can give them and say, I'm not going to put you in a place that you're going to make you uncomfortable?
What
especially
a
as
wonderful
women.
question.
Okay, great. I was like, I don't want to offend the culture of Bollywood because that's
You
something.
just hit it, because
Okay.
this is the very reason that the atmosphere is very toxic, because I heard that a lot of stars are committing suicide.
Yes.
That brought my attention to Bollywood. That's where I decided that I have a little light, but I want to run into that darkness and give light to others. So you just hit it. Like that is the very reason I moved towards Bollywood, and I was opposed by everybody, advised by everybody that it's a very dark industry, even fashion, even Bollywood, and it's very toxic. And that's where it inspired me to give people a safe space that girls can walk the ramp without being abused, and men and women both can work in my movies without being abused, emotionally or even physical abuse. So that was the reason. I'm so glad you found out.
All my research, because I know a lot of the Bollywood stars. I have watched a lot of Bollywood movies because I am an actress, and so to me, knowing the stories of unfortunate, beautiful women, Indian women that become these beautiful actresses and models, even if they weren't from India, but they enter the Bollywood scene, even men, and so the stories that they go through just to get one role.
Yes.
I know that happens everywhere, so I'm not just saying it's Bollywood. However, I know in India it's very prominent. That's a culture thing, and everyone knows. It's not a secret, but it's definitely run by very powerful men, and it's very much a hierarchy, right?
Yes.
So But yeah, that's why I'm like, it's, for you to enter that also is
Yes.
a very dangerous thing. So that
Yes.
just kind of shows how strong you are. And so I want to highlight that in Bollywood and in India in general, as a woman, doing this and giving that platform and fighting against, because I'm sure they're like, how can we just, keep her in the States, right? Like in their mind, it's just kind of cover it up, right?
Yes, yes.
And so to emphasize to all of our viewers here, like that's a very, very, very strong and very powerful thing that she's doing. Yeah. So I
And
congratulate you
Thank
on,
you
on
so
that.
much.
Yes.
I can, as you were speaking, I just felt that I'm blessed with very good people in my life,
Mhm.
and that's one of the. I always tell my team that I'm very rich in terms of people.
Mhm.
That God is so kind to me that He would always put the right person in my path. So I believe that I will do something remarkable that will be long remembered after I'm gone.
Mhm. And so would you say that that's the legacy you want to leave behind?
Of course, I want to do something
Mm.
before I leave that people would remember me, that okay, she came to earth and did something that impacted lives, and then now she's a star.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
people can always look upon that star as a milestone, that she overcame and she did it, so we can also do it.
Mhm. And what are your life goals in order? Where do you want your production company, your magazine, and your writing and all of this to end up? Are you trying to reach star status? Are you comfortable where you are? Do you want to grow? What does that look
I
like for
feel
you?
I have just started. It's just the tip of the iceberg. I have just started. I'm like in nursery still. I feel like I'm in kindergarten. I have to go a long way, do a lot of things, and I really want all these things to reach to people, and I want people to benefit out of it. Yeah, they should be entertained. They should participate. They should do things with me, but should be blessed at the end of the day.
So this last and final question is something I ask every single guest, the exact same question, and the way they answer kind of sums up their whole being, the purpose of them. And it's very fascinating because they normally say it with one sentence. And after hearing, the interview and getting to know you, it's like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. And so the question is there a philosophy that you live by?
I think I want to live, and I want others to live their fullest. Like if I'm in somebody's life, they should touch their potential. And I think by helping others, I have helped myself. And if I look back and I see, and world is very selfish. People want to just take, and they don't want to give. So if we learn to give, we will get much more than we imagine. So that's what I have practiced all these years, that let me first give to the society, give to the people, and give to the person in my life in my front. So when I give, I get back, sometimes 30, 60, 100 fold.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. See? People like, she is a very positive woman, someone that, hasn't had it easy, but has used everything to kind of fight her fight, and make a name for herself and use it for better instead of fighting negative with negative, right? So do you offer counseling? How can people get in touch with you? How can we support your business? What's the vibe?
They can write to me. I think emails are given, and all the Instagram and social media handle is available, so they can connect with me. I am available practically 20 hours a day. But yes, you have to be really willing to change your life, because in this 20 years of counseling, I have realized that most of the people just want to talk. They don't want to have their life changed. So now last 6-7 years, I'm focusing on those people who really want their lives to be changed. If you are the one like that, you're free to connect with us, and I have certain fees and all that, but we can always accommodate. And if your situation is genuine, I can actually work, because I have this gift of finding the root issue, because there are some set principles in life. When we cover the root issue, find out what's wrong, and then there are set principles that we apply in life changes, and we manifest our dreams. We manifest the blessing that is already granted to us when we were born.
So reach out to her on social media, her website, and look out for your future movies. I'm sure you probably update your social media with everything up and coming. Anything really soon coming that we should look out for?
That's
show?
The Path, the movie, the feature
Okay.
film, The Path, and this is story of gangsters. The ending, I won't tell you how it ends, but it's an exciting story of people choosing path, and according to that they decide their destiny. So this is a movie I'm really looking up to, and if I not if I should remove, if when we have this in the theater, it's going to impact
Yeah,
many
and
lives.
it will, and it will.
Yes,
So make
amen.
sure to look out for that. A Rising Eagle Productions. They do an
Yes.
Instagram and a website, and you can keep in touch with there. But so thank you so much. Anu Das, everyone, round of applause. Thank you for being vulnerable with me. I know that you want people to be vulnerable with you, but I hope that I can give you a safe space here in our studio for you
You
to tell
did.
your story and live your truth. So thank you so much
It
for
was
giving that to me.
amazing. Thank
you. So yes, we have a safe space here, guys. So you're welcome to also come. I will not judge you. But thank you so much for a beautiful interview. When we come back, you know I'm not done talking, so stay tuned after this break.
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Let's knock on the door. I spent the last year searching for the Deep Star, a bounty so big that the entire galaxy could be yours.
People have been looking for the Deep Star for years. It can't be found.
It's because they can't find the distress beacon. I know where it is.
If we find the Deep Star, we could get enough credits to bring Mom back.
Hi guys, and welcome back to The Hot Seat. I am your host, Priscilla Moy, and I really hoped you enjoyed that especially exclusive, inspiring interview. I did tell you guys it was going to be an absolutely amazing interview because I already knew that she was going to have so much to tell, so much to say, and bring her positive energy here. So make sure to reach out to her, look at everything that she has to offer. She's a woman of many talents, and so either if you're an actor or an aspiring actor, aspiring model, you want a life coach, you need someone to talk to, I'm pretty sure that she can have all of that and plus some. So before we go, I always tell you ending notes and reminders. So if you want to be a guest on any of the 14 shows here at Social Media Shows, there's not just the Hot Seat, there's plenty more, you can inquire at admin@socialmediashows.com. If you want to be on the Hot Seat specifically to be considered, you can email your bio and headshot, and if you are going to be considered for a spot on the show, the production team will get back to you on that. If you are a movie producer, if you have a movie coming out, if you're a director and you have a premiere, or you have a event, a red carpet event, or you have a trailer for a movie that you're trying to endorse, we offer sponsorships, and then we also offer red carpet event hosting. So if you have a award show, if you have a movie premiere, if you have a showcase, if you have whatever it is that you have and you're looking for that red carpet experience, our team here at Social Media Shows can be the people that you call. We will have all cameras, we have red carpet, we will have production team there, and we will have a host of your choosing, hopefully it'll be me, that will be there endorsing and interviewing all the people and the guests, including your actors and yourself at this event, and it will happen live in real time, which is something that doesn't normally happen. So if you want to inquire about any of those things, please email admin@socialmediashows.com and definitely state in that email what it is that you're looking for, and I'm sure production will contact you and set up a meeting from there. So if I has not been engraved in your brain, every week I say the same thing, but we're still waiting and people are confused, they ask the same questions. So I'm gonna repeat it every single time. To be considered, so make sure if you really wanna be on here, there's a ton of people that wanna be on here, send that email, and please note that it does not guarantee you a spot. There is no guarantee, and if you do not hear back, either send an email back, but please don't feel any type of way about it. We have so many emails coming to production, but normally we would try to get you in ASAP. Anyways, so this has been our episode today on The Hot Seat. I'm your host, Priscilla Moy. Make sure to tune in next week, same time, 3 p.m., live in real time, to see what amazing guests we have for you on the next episode. So I will see you then.